beautiful people. This is Tamika Armstrong and my napkins and queens. I'm just gonna make a simple banana bread and add some walnuts. As you can see, the things that I have, it's so simple and quick. So simple and easy. It's not anything hard. So I wanted to come on and show you the process. Nothing new. This is just a recipe that I somewhat kind of tweaked it a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is, let me switch this camera around. Okay. I had to put it here because my phone is not on the best. So just work with me. It's not going to take all day to do this. So I've already did my flour and everything and put that in the measuring bowl. In my nesting bowls. Hopefully you can see this. And you see the bananas. So hopefully. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and just smash these bananas up. These are 3 ripe bananas. That is the best because it has more of the sweetness in it. And that's all you do. Because once you do this, you're basically everything. And I have everything that's clean. My utensils, the loaf pan, and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and give these a good smash. Before I finish, I'm going to move these banana peels out of the way. I have a bag that's right on the other side. And continue to mash them up. And that's it. I was going to try to do this and have this already mashed up before I came on. Hopefully you can see. Like I say, this kitchen is has an awkward design to it. But you can see it, so yeah. So all I'm doing is just mashing the bananas. Like I said, it's just so simple. I'm going to put some chopped walnuts in mine. I make this all the time. The first time I made it, I didn't go live. Or the second time, so I said, you know what? Let me do it this time. And I'll come back on once it's completed. So, you know the process of adding the ingredients. And, okay. I already kind of sent that flour. So you get 1 large egg. So what I'm going to do now, I want to make sure. Now this is just my method how I do it. Again, you do it how you want to do it. Because the only ingredients in it is egg, salt, baking soda. You don't use baking powder. So I'm gonna take this egg and crack it here along the side. That little the little white stuff that be in there. That's just my preference. I do get that out. Trust me, I'm sorry, but I gotta take that out there. I don't like that. Take that part out of the egg. I always have done that forever and a day. I take that little white part out that I don't know. That's just my preference. And this is just a sink that I have. And again, I told you I have a bag that's over here and I'm going to take the garbage. Makes it easier when you're doing the live. Okay. And in the process, I'm going to go ahead and preheat this oven because all I'm doing now is going to add the ingredients to this banana. I'm just going to sit that right there to make sure that this is all the bananas are fully mashed together. Now I have my spatula and a spoon over there. And I have right here my whisk. I just rinse it off. It's on here. And I can dry this off really easy. Just in case if I need it, because I don't think the last time. I have a sink with some water with a little bleach in it. Sorry, this is just a little impromptu. I keep most of my stuff in bags. You put the, probably saying that, but let me explain. The reason for the bags, keep the, especially with the flour, you always put flour in the bag. That keeps those little bugs for some reason. I don't care where you are, what place you're in, you're going to have to make sure that you have those, especially like flour, are in an airtight container. I don't have the room, the space for that to hold it. So I just put it in a plastic bag. And the same just with the baking soda. I just keep it in there because it's open, and I guess, you know, to keep it fresh, more or less. So yes, I'm referring to a, so now I'm going to stir in the melted butter. This is like a third. I think this is, no, this is, forget the measurements on the butter. Forgive me, this is a third cup of butter. I know y'all like, do she know what she's doing? Yes, I do. I don't know. I just don't want like a lot of lumps in the banana. So, it smells good. It's interesting that you can take overripe bananas and make perfectly banana bread. So you have to be very resourceful, very sufficient, and sustainable using stuff, making good use out of it. But because I've always liked the banana, so now, since I like to get all my products out of my containers, I'm going to go ahead and stir in the melted butter inside of that banana mixture. Yes, I'm going to scrape everything out. Okay. And that's just sitting inside of that. So I'm going to stir this in. My fork. I'm going to exchange it and use my this spatula. Like I said, I have my whisk over there. I just had it inside the sink, but since I'm live, you know, y'all, so sanitized. Now I have a piece of wax paper on top of this countertop. So now I'm going to mix in the baking soda. Remember, baking soda, not baking powder. It's a difference. So you don't use this. This is a no-no. You use baking soda. So for the baking soda, you're only going to use just a half a teaspoon of baking soda. The baking soda, half a teaspoon. This is live, real, raw, uncut, unfiltered, unedited, and unscripted. So I'm just going to push that to the side. And then for the, and you're just going to need just a pinch of salt. My hands are clean. Pinch of salt. And you're going to, then now I'm going to stir in. I almost forgot something. You know what? What would it have been without? Oh. So, the main ingredient of the show. So I'm going to just measure some sugar. I'm going to use 3/4 cups of sugar for this recipe. too much. You can as you time, because I did use a little. So this, I just use regular granulated sugar. I'm going to stir this in, the sugar. And now I'm going to stir in the beaten egg, but I'm going to beat the egg. I just usually do it with a little fork. I already cracked the egg. Don't want to scramble it. Yes. I take everything out. Don't act like y'all don't do that. Leave the dishes in there. So I got my egg and got all of that in there. So now I'm going to add my vanilla extract, which I will need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this flour is 1 1/2 cups. 1.5 cups of 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Hey, who says not to? And it's just pure vanilla extract. So now that I have the ingredients all in, now I'm going to just stir this, and then I'm going to mix in the flour. Okay. I'm going to get my whisk, and now I'm going to stir in the flour. Now I just put this paper here so I can, continue to keep using my utensils and laying them down, and they're on top of wax paper. So I'm gonna put the remaining of this flour in here. I didn't get my biggest nesting bowl, so and now I'm going to pour the remaining of the flour in there. I'm just going to set this inside of the sink to get it out of the way. And just set this back here. Just about time for me to put my banana bread. I'm going to put the, I'm going to actually fold in the chopped walnuts. Like at the end, once I get it all mixed together. And that's it. Grease this pan. And that's it. That is too easy. I've been getting some good workouts with making biscuits. And now with this. Now, I'm not like a chef, or I just know how to make things. So, it's work for me with having a hand whisk. I haven't had any issues. Gonna get this on the sides. This is why I like the wax paper right here. Like this on the side, and make sure that I get it all in there. So I'm going to grease this, whisk this for one last time. have all the ingredients because remember I'm doing this by hand. So, and then I'm just going to fold in those chopped walnuts, and that's it. Make sure you get at the bottom, and it looks mixed well to me. So I'm going to, something you've already seen is just to, this butter is kind. I need to cut a piece of it off and just, I'll do it like this. This is part of the butter that I had. And I will just do this method. This is the butter. I'm just going to grease it like this. Again, my hands are clean and I'm in my space, so I'm not a chef. I don't cook for other people, so who I'm cooking for, when I eat, I feed my family. So that was easy to do. So what I'm gonna do now is get my hands and just smooth it all around. So that I make sure that I get it all on the corners. Want to make sure because you want it to come out. You don't want it to stick. That would be a waste of all your effort. And that's it. I'm going to wipe these sides down. And then I'm going to pour this batter into it and put it in the oven. I'm going to stick it on top of my cooking to make sure that it's even in the oven. And that's it. So it has been stirred around. I'm about to add those chopped walnuts. And that's it. Now, I just eyeball it. It's no specific to me. I don't go by that because I like for mine to have, well, I can taste the walnuts, put it that way. So this is a banana nut bread, as they would say. So I'm just going to pour so many in there. And I'm going to fold this in here. And that's it. Didn't take long at all. Now, preparation time, I don't know what time it was when I actually started. So this is the fun part. I'm about to pour this in the pan, and that's it. Now remember, the pan has already been greased, so I'm going to sit it here and begin to pour it inside of my pan. It smells so good. It makes sense to have utensils that you need, such as spatulas and different knives and spoons. It really makes a difference. I guess I can say I get that from my mama. I used to mess with her all the time about having all them utensils and stuff. Like, what did you need all that for? Now it makes sense. Makes sense, so. And that's it. And that's it. So it's going to go in the oven. Like I said, I'm going to sit it on top of, I don't want to move that. I'm going to sit it on top. I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to put it in the oven. It says for 55 to 65 minutes. So I've done it before just watching it, because each stove is different. So I'm just going to sit it on top of this so it can have an even consistency. I'm not going to worry about that little dough that you see on the side. But that's it. And I shall come back. I put it in. I usually write down what time, and I'm going to write the time down as what time I put it in. So you see it's 3, well, I don't know if you can see I have a microwave here. It's 320. Well, there is a microwave. But anywho, I'll come back and let you see the finished product. And that's it. That is so easy. Banana nut bread. Have a great day, beautiful people. Peace out. I wanted to show you the finished product. It's been cooling for a while. I'm letting it cool on this little wire rack before I cut it. I may show a picture of it when I cut just a slice in it. Yes, I did the method to make sure that it was, I used a skewer. No, I didn't. I used a chopstick because they're thin, and just check for the inside. Like I said, this is nothing new. So this is the finished banana nut bread. Came out really pretty. And I'm going to put it inside of my little airtight container. And that's it. So I'll come back and show you maybe a slice, or just put a picture if I can, if I have some storage. Have a good evening. Never give up. Never let anyone write your story for you, and follow your own goals, dreams, and aspirations. Peace out, beautiful people.